listening to Bad Decisions with Jas. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, you're listening to Season 2, Episode 9 on Bad Decisions with Jas. Well, we switched up the background a little bit, but this episode I have done a little bit different, and I am so excited to finally switch it up for you guys. I know obviously switching the background is not good enough, but this episode is awesome. It is an hour long, so good luck. Take your breaks, get your coffee, and without further ado, I suppose I should introduce to you who our guest star of the week is. So please enjoy the episode, kick back, relax, listen to the silly conversations that we had making this. It was last minute, so don't judge us. It was last minute. No, it really was. I had spent most of the weekend trying to figure out what it was we really wanted to talk about, but I guess I'll let the episode do the talking. Thank you for coming to our humble podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. We said choose kindness. We got matching shirts today.
I know.
We're winging the fuck out of this.
Excuse us in advance.
Yes, okay, well. I'm just thinking about how shitty my mental health is. Nothing new in my life. And the woman today with me is no exception to that, okay? We don't look alike. We don't even sound alike. We have nothing alike about us. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, I introduce today, to you today, my mother.
Hello, everybody.
This would be my mom. And that is why today's episode is called The Hood of Mother. Is it a little ratchet? Yes. But are we all? Yes. I think the biggest weekly update that I have for you is that obviously my mom came to visit me. Hello. Yay. It is Saturday. It's dark outside, guys. So today was a crazy day. I mentioned to you last week that my wedding dress came in and she's coming with me to see my wedding dress. So I think the first question we have to ask her is, did she like the wedding dress? Because I know we all want to know.
I love it. Made me cry twice.
Now that's dramatic. This is where I get my dramaticness from.
She's lying, don't listen to her.
This is the human in which I learned how to be dramatic from.
Total lies. Total lies.
Not total lies at all. But I said that there was big news happening last week, and that big news, she didn't get it, but she listens to my podcast, was that, go ahead, what was it? What was the big news?
I don't know, what was it?
I don't know, the envelope that you got.
Oh, that big news. I didn't know I was telling that. She asked me to walk her down the aisle, hence the tears twice. First when she walked out with her dress, second when I actually read the card.
Yes, that was the big news. I preached
so excited
for such a long time that no one was walking me down the aisle.
Yes.
And
I was okay with it. I came to terms with it. I really did.
And that was why I was like, well, actually, I didn't. So I'm going to switch this up because this woman's walking me down the aisle. My mother and I have been through hell and back. Like, yes, okay, I know, I'm like dramatic as shit. I'm aware of that. However...
You asked me to be a part of this, okay?
Yes, I did.
That was your mistake.
No, it was not, okay? We have wonderful content to provide you people with because my shit show started with her shit show of a life. Let's talk about the most recent upcoming events.
Okay.
What is it like being single after 25 years? Like, what do you feel? What does that make your mental health feel like?
Wow. I feel freedom. I feel like I'm finally able to actually be myself, or at least to find myself.
Yeah.
I'm still learning because I got married at 19, so I didn't know much, but I am learning, and I'm kind of growing up in my 40s more than I was when I was younger.
Really?
I think so.
Like,
I mean, I grew up and had responsibilities, family, kids, whatever, career, but I never grew up to find myself. I just kind of grew up and became what everybody else wanted me to be, and made sure that I provided for you guys and was there as a mother and made sure I was there, but I never was there for me and what I like to do, what I wanted to do, and here I am trying to figure things out now.
Well, you're still young.
So you say.
Excuse me. I do not lie, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about honesty on this podcast. Okay, and these questions are honest questions with honest answers. I definitely see your perspective. Now, okay, I was never in a relationship for 25 years. I want to say, like, knock on wood, but wait a second.
You kind of will be. I'm kind of hoping you will be.
Basically, I'm talking out of my ass. But rude. The point is, I mean, I've been in a relationship for that long, but I definitely know what it means. Now, I think that, so most people talk about, like, getting into a relationship and discovering yourself in that relationship, and then getting out of a relationship, and then actually, like, learning who you are. But I think each relationship is kind of you growing into who you are. Like, I would never be who I am without all those relationships where I was still learning. Now, okay, again, they never lasted 25 years or had 4 kids in them, but that's crazy to me. That's crazy. But now you're learning yourself. Your kids are older, so they're self-sufficient. Yeah, no cap. We have one 11-year-old, but don't worry, he'll be in high school soon enough. 3 more years, really, if you think about it. I feel like once we all get to high school, we're like significantly more independent, because it's like, excuse me, high school, I'm the bad bitch.
Yes and no. Problems will always be there. There are just different problems of motherhood that happens with each stage of age.
So with my brother,
yes,
what's like the problem in that stage? Because I definitely don't remember that.
Him being 11?
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, he's a different breed than what you guys were. A whole different breed. Let me tell you.
That's the kind of way of putting it.
Let me tell you, I'll take all 3 of my girls PMSing over my one son.
Holy crap!
Like, all of them PMSing at the same.
Like, she's not the first. Like, I know she's my mom, so like I talk to her all the time. But this is something I always hear moms say. Like, I would prefer my daughters over my son. Yeah. Is it because we don't understand men, or like?
No, he's just. I mean, he's worse. I love him to death, but sometimes he acts worse than a girl with his attitude, his. Mood swings, his I don't want to deal with you kind of things. I always thought it was my daughters that will walk out the room and slam the door, but it's really my son.
But do you think that maybe, like, on a deeper note, do you think he got that from our father?
Unfortunately, yes.
I was going to say.
We will break that habit, God willing, soon.
Yeah.
We will. I think right now, I think my biggest thing for him is that he is such a gamer that he doesn't want to get up and get out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, I will be on Sims for hours at a time, but I take breaks and go outside. Like, I'll take the dog out and, like, I will actually sit outside and get the sun, because sometimes it's like being in here. Oh my God, I need a break.
Right. And he just wants to be in front of the computer. Like, sometimes I've got to yell at him, like, hey, do you want to go eat? Do you need a bathroom? Take the dogs out for me for a few minutes.
But it does stimulate his mind. Gaming stimulates your mind.
I suppose. But it's just sitting there in front of a computer.
It's a whole other world.
I suppose. I just want him to be part of the real world and not the virtual world.
But there's a lot of people in that virtual world. So I have no doubt that... Like, that is his, like, if you think about it,
that's his
way of getting out, but that's also his way of out of all the emotional aspects of our lives that's going on since the separation of our parents. I had it when we were in high school, so for me, I don't even live in the house. It doesn't even freaking bother me. Let's be real. Come on now. I mean, it bothers me, like, in other ways, but not, like, I don't see it every day. I'm not dealing with it every day. It'll like bother me like once in a blue moon, right? But for him, it's like, oh, I went from living in this house, having my own space, having my own room, to now not seeing my father all the time and having to be in this small, crammed space. I just want to say, like, if you become a parent, I hope that you take full responsibility. The world is hard enough, and I think we all know that. And that's fine. The world is going to stay hard, no matter, that's what she said, but no matter what.
We're talking about motherhood here.
Look, if I find the opportunity, I'm going to take it. It's going to happen.
It's okay.
But, you know, if you're going to bring another child into this world, just make sure that you're aware that that's your responsibility. And if you don't want to take responsibility, then, you know, admit that from the jump. But don't be dragging other individuals through your pain and your suffering. And, I mean, that would do, like, a lot of damage to somebody. I mean, most of the time, I talked about this before, but most of the time serial killers come from terrible households and then go on killing sprees. And it's like, what happened to the body? This is because I watch a lot of serial killer stuff. I know, really bad, dark, morbid example, but you've been with me for a long time to know that. I
won't make any comments on that.
No, I wouldn't. Okay, so I have a bunch of questions, and by a bunch, I mean about 5 that I had the time to write down because the last week for us, last 2 days for us have been absolutely insane. And before that, I was at work, and I'm doing this, and I'm gonna end up fucking cracking my iPad, and that's gonna be sad. But I asked questions, and these questions are gonna turn into bigger questions, which is what I like. But now that we have the divorce out of the way, we're going to talk about me for a second and my wedding dress.
I was ready for that.
Because this woman has known me all my life, like literally. But if you think about it, I haven't known her all her life, even though I feel like I have, but I haven't. I actually have no idea what she was like prior to me. Which, actually, you know what? Leads me into, let's set the scene, and that's exactly what we did.
There you go. Set the scene.
Before you had me, like, what were you like? What was a sacrifice, a huge sacrifice you had to make, other than moving out of your hometown?
Not going to college immediately.
Oh, that's true. Do you have a degree? Are you working towards a degree still?
I have a degree.
You do? Holy crap. I actually did not know that.
I did it when I was pregnant with your 3rd sibling. Remember?
My baby sister? No, I don't remember that.
I would sit at the dining room table and I would study. Remember, I used to study your bones. I'd tell you to stand in front of me so I can feel your bones because I was part of nursing school.
I feel like when my baby sister was born, I think I put a lot of that time in a box.
So it was right before she was born that I got it.
I actually can't tell you anything about when she was born.
Okay.
There's something that happened in that time, and I don't even remember what it was, but I think I put all that in a box.
Okay, so when I was pregnant with her, I used to work at the doctor's office, and I wanted to be a nurse, and I went to school, and that's what we did. I would study your bones, your ligaments, all of that stuff in order for me to get through my anatomy class and all the other different classes.
Bad bitch business.
I had to prove to you that even though I had a family, I could still go to school and get a degree.
See, that's where I'm at in my life. I don't have a degree. I want a degree. I've always wanted a degree before I had kids, but I'm going to be practical and realistic for once. I just know that it's going to happen after I have children.
That's what happened.
Like, there's no way I'm going to hold off for the next 4 years. That's not going to happen. Nope. But okay, so not going to college, and what made you allow yourself to come to terms with that? Because obviously there's always like some kind of significant moment where we come to a decision and stick with it. So what happened?
Like, why I didn't go immediately?
Like, what made you come to terms with not going immediately?
I had you.
You were a new mom with me, so you were.
Well, I had to learn.
Yeah,
let me tell you, I grew up real quick with you. Motherly instincts absolutely 100% kicked in the moment I held you.
I feel like you always had motherly instincts.
I did, because I was always like a nanny or something. But they're different when I had you. Now, like, mind you, I didn't know I was pregnant with you until I was 6 months along.
Yeah.
So
this
that
is
in
why
itself,
I'm fucked up in the head, guys.
That's not true.
This is it.
That's not true. However, I didn't know I was pregnant with you. So when I did, things kind of hit a whirlwind where I had to kind of realize that I was 19, halfway around the world from family, not even the country, the world away.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to take care of a child on my own.
See, I can't imagine that. Because I
And
know
it
when
was-
I give birth, it's going to be you in the room,
Exactly.
Hubby in the room, and we're going to be living our best lives.
I had to do it all on my own. I had to go. I mean, first of all, you wanted to come before you were supposed to, so I was in the hospital weekly with you, getting
That's
shots
crazy.
and stuff. So you did not come when you were supposed to, and when you did, you didn't want to.
Yeah, I know.
We need help, but that's besides the point. Hence why she's messed up. That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Don't-
There's a bunch of reasons why.
There is, but that's a good
Don't
reason.
worry.
That's a good reason. But by the time you actually I had to learn the first 2 years. I had to learn how to feed you, how to change you, how to take care of you, how to know each cry that you gave me,
Oh, yeah.
what it was and what you needed. And dear Lord, your terrible twos. I don't even want to talk about those.
Thank you. Just put me on blast.
Hey, you asked. You shall receive.
So then you just kind of put it on hold with
I needed to make sure that you guys were taken care of first.
me and my younger sister, my little sister. That's what I call her.
Yes, because your younger sister is your third sibling.
My baby sister's my third.
Whatever. I can't keep up with you.
Baby sister is the third.
Yes.
Little
Yeah.
sister
Is
the
number
second.
2. Okay, well, I'm just going to go
And
1, 2, and
obviously
3.
brother is the
Is
only
one-
brother I freaking have.
Only one you're gonna have.
Okay. Let's keep it that way.
Oh, it will.
I
Don't
think
worry.
having 3 siblings and having to tell people, oh yeah, I have 3 siblings is actually people are like, what?
crazy.
They're not, it's not normal. All the same dad. And I'm just like, what
yeah?
the fuck is,
Say-
I
really?
just think it's funny. Yeah, no,
Say-
it's a legitimate question.
Oh, honey, no. We're
Yeah.
not like that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Some people are. I mean,
Well, whatever. This one isn't.
Well, then, okay, now we'll get into the bridal stuff because those are my next questions. Did you know I'd be the first one to get married?
Yes.
Why?
You're you?
I'm me what?
You're just you. I already knew.
I'm me? What does that mean?
Your personality, you, yourself, Jazz, I already knew you would be before anybody else. I'd be surprised if the other 2 get married at all, for that matter.
Well, the last 2 are actually significantly young. I think it would be a red flag if they were to get married.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
see, that it's their personalities. All 3 of you have your distinctive personalities.
Yeah.
And you are the homey, I want to build something, I want a family,
Yeah.
I want to whatever. So, yes, I knew.
Why am I like that, though? I'm
Yeah,
not
I kind of have a little bit
about
of. That's kind of me, because that's how I am also. I'm homey, I'm I used to entertain a lot before work got in the way. But I used to entertain, I used to have family over, I used to, it was always all of that stuff, or friends over or something.
Yeah.
And then work kind of took that life over, so I wasn't able to do that as much anymore. But holidays were my thing. I had every holiday was at our house, hosted at our house. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was, everybody knew that the holidays were spent at our house. And I think that maybe that
did something for me.
Yes. Even when we lived abroad, when you were born, I always had people over every Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday it was
I
friends or
definitely
something.
wish I entertained a lot more people. I wish more people came over, but then at the same time I'm always but I don't want to. I just want to
be home on the couch by yourself.
on the couch with some sweatpants. Who do I want to see? I don't want to see anybody.
I get it. Times have changed too.
Well, not just times have changed, but it's just I get so tired so easily. So exhausted from entertaining people. And sometimes people want to stay for longer because they don't want to necessarily be home. So being here is an excuse not to be home. I don't know. So most of the time I'm just eh. I think me on Twitch is me entertaining people. That's how I get my entertainment in and my social life in. Because even though I post on social media, I'm not actually active on social media. I wouldn't say I'm private, but I wouldn't say I'm putting myself out there all the time either.
Yeah, exactly.
I just know when where the line is. Boundaries. We talked about boundaries
Here we go.
already.
Here we go.
That's what it is. Then I guess. Okay, I'm gonna put this down for a second.
Oh, man.
Okay, so since apparently you knew I'd be the first one to get married, honestly, I'm a little shocked that I am the first one to get married. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yes, because of all my efforts to try and settle down, and I feel like they've like been constantly shut down. And I think, Hubby, I met him out of the blue. It was like
it happened.
It was not at all expected, not at all planned. Like, we were just best friends, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, let's fuck up the friendship. Let's do it. So, and I was like legitimately like on my own warpath. I bought my own house. I was ready to start building my entire empire.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I think that's like when it hit me. Like, oh my goodness, like I found someone to build that with, somebody to have a family with. I definitely think this is very weird to me. I never thought I'd be a bride. Okay, let me rephrase that. Up until like 2 years ago, like 2019, that's when I started thinking I would never be a bride. Because I was with my ex, I was unhappy, I was deployed, I hadn't seen my ex in like damn near a year. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this. Like, I don't even want this anymore. I don't know why I'm like asking to build something with somebody, the right person. It will just come naturally. So when I met Hubby, it was just very natural. Plans were natural. Talking about the future was natural. Like, everything was natural. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like I had to ask. In fact, I never had to ask. It was just like a courtesy to suggest it. And usually the suggestions would like align with him, which is crazy. But I did not think I was gonna get married. I thought I was like finally like on the right path. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be single. Okay, there's gonna be days where I'm really lonely. I know that, because I'm sure you're like that. You go from living with somebody for 25 years, now your children are kind of flying out the nest a little bit. Like, it's a significant, like, smaller number. So
First few months were rough.
And again, I've never been in like a 25-year relationship. So.
It's still rough, but it's better.
Well, because like you said you feel more free.
I do. I can breathe.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No, answering to that man does like definitely put a.
It was like walking on eggshells on a daily basis. Like,
yeah.
Okay, am I gonna crack the egg today?
Yeah.
Or is it strong enough to hold my weight? Kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it really was like that. So I can breathe. I definitely can breathe. Yeah, it's a little harder because I've got to be mom, dad, brother, sister, and everything in between.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I've always been strong enough to do that to begin with.
Yeah.
But it just feels good to be able to walk through the house, open the door, and be like, I don't have to hear somebody yell at me or
for coming
say
home 10 minutes late.
Right,
something.
or I didn't do something right, or return a call, or
whatever
it is that could trigger him.
Yeah,
no, I can walk in the house and it's peaceful.
Yeah, when I was growing up, you were dad to me.
Right.
You were not, like, my father was not present at all in the adolescence in which he needed to be present for.
Right.
When you're a kid, you forgive a lot easy.
Correct.
But as you get older in your teen years, you kind of like, you develop your ownness.
Yeah.
You develop your ownness.
Yeah, you do.
I like that.
Go with that. We'll go with that.
So I feel like that is one of the most crucial times in your life. So having your parents present during that time says a lot about like your mentality and who you're gonna be and who you are and who you don't want to be.
Correct.
To form you and mold you. So when you were dad for me, it was like a huge eye-opener in general about the people in this world and how you should be towards people who are a certain kind of way. And that is crazy to me that now you're playing dad. Now you have 2 daughters out of the house. They've moved out. So now you have to play older sister, biggest sister. And that is a lot of stress on one person. Like, I already stressed out trying to play Beyonce. Holy crap. Like, I couldn't imagine what it's like having to do all that. And then also take care of your mental health. Like, it's great. But the thing is, you don't have, like, boundaries for the children. Maybe it's because of all the craziness right now. I feel like when I have kids, I want those boundaries. Like, okay, when mom is in this room, I'm not to be disturbed.
I used to have that. Do you remember?
I remember that I was never allowed to come into your bedroom.
Right.
That was your space.
That was like, if I walked into my room and I closed my door.
Yeah.
That was
mom's
That would
time.
just give me 10, 15. As long as my door is closed while I'm in my bedroom, you weren't allowed in.
Yeah, unless it was like an emergency.
Right.
Or
but you'd
Christmas.
still have to knock and you'd still have
Christmas.
to come. Christmas, yes.
Yeah.
You were welcome to wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
because you saw Santa. Or heard Santa. Or whatever it was.
Heard Santa.
Yeah, whatever it was. That was okay. But that was, I can't do that now. Right now, my kids need me. So if they need me in whatever way they need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. That's when I take my long showers. It's kind of my alone time right now.
Yeah,
it's my
like
long
the
showers.
bathroom is your
Yeah, it's not like I can
wow. Like actually close the door.
close the door
He
because
needs
I
to
share.
come in.
Yeah, he's I've got my bed on one side, his on the other.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the shower, that's my alone time.
Yeah.
Like don't bother me. They still do. It's not like they don't.
I mean,
I'll be sitting with them at the dinner table talking to them, and I'll go in for a shower, and like 3 minutes later, knock on a door, Mom, and I'm like, really? I was just sitting right next to you. Like, you couldn't have asked me that when I was sitting right next to you? Why when I'm in the shower? It's like, okay, come on in. Like, ask and get out. Like, whatever it is. So that used to be my alone, I don't have set bound. I'm hoping once we settle down with all the craziness and we move into our bigger space, then boundaries will 100% again be enforced. My bedroom, door closed, don't come in. Period.
Yeah. Period.
That's it. Don't come in until I open the door or I come out. That's just it.
I don't blame you. I mean, that would be my
like it's my
the
reset.
bedroom
I need my
and
reset.
in here. One, you put kids in an office with expensive computers and cameras and stuff, and what are they gonna do? They're gonna play with it, and then what are they gonna do? They're gonna break it.
Whatever has buttons,
Believe me,
they are
will
attracted
figure
to
it
buttons.
Out. Have kids, they said. They'll be fun, they said.
They are. Don't listen to her. They are.
Sometimes I feel like because I want so much of my space that I'm gonna be a terrible mother. Like that's an honest fear of mine. Even though I want so bad to be a good mother. Maybe that's because I want so bad to be a good mother that I'm gonna be a terrible one. You know what I mean?
I know. Motherly instincts will kick in.
I think so, but I don't know. That's a whole other topic for another day. I guess it's motherhood, so I guess it does go with the topic. I feel like we've gone off topic just a little bit, but I guess it's just like the life of a single mother, really, is what this is. It's the life of a newly single mother, in fact. I mean, luckily it's only 2 kids, but you still worry about the other 2 who have moved out.
Again, it's no matter how old the children are, there's different problems that go with them. Whether they live at home, they live elsewhere, you'll always, in your mom's eyes, you will always be the baby. Period. You can be 50 years old, and you're still my baby.
Well, that's nice of you.
You can have kids, and you're still my baby. We grew up together. Literally.
Speaking of growing up.
Oh, no.
Well, that sets the scene for this episode.
Oh, no, that's trouble.
I think I was trouble growing up, but at the same time, I
could have
wasn't.
been worse.
I definitely could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
I think there have been worse moments.
Yeah, where I wanted to kill you?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not dead, so she didn't actually do it. No. What was it like, because I don't think your other children are really going to be the way that I was. I think they're...
Thank God. Did I say that out loud? Oops.
Yes, you did.
Oops.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to ask is, with the parties and stuff, first of all, I used to...
Do we want to tell them this? Oh my God, do we want to tell them?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank God I can't go to jail anymore.
You cannot, right?
No, I cannot.
Are you sure?
I don't know, we're going to find out next week.
I feel like we could get in trouble for this, huh?
I guess we'll find out next week, right?
Basically...
You guys need to bail us out.
Yes, this is accurate. But there's no details coming into the story, but I feel like with her saying that, I think we're all intelligent, intellectual individuals. I have said that before, so I'm just going to continue on.
Go ahead.
I'm a little scared.
I'm a little scared to answer.
What was it like? What was it like at parties? Like, what did you fear the most whenever I went to a party? Because you already know what the party scene is like, and it doesn't matter how old you are, it's gonna be easily accessed for people who are of age and people who are not of age.
Correct.
So what was that like for you? Was it a lot of trust? I'd imagine.
Yes. It was fear and it was trust. I trusted you. I didn't trust the world around you.
Yeah, but that's why I usually was a one to drive.
Correct, but I still didn't trust the world around you. No matter how much trust... You and I have always had the relationship where I've always told you, tell me the truth, and get in trouble for telling me the truth before I find out from someone else, because getting in trouble for a lie is a whole lot worse for it. She knows this. But in that aspect, I also trusted you because I raised you. We had this special relationship where we didn't keep anything from each other.
Yeah, that's
we constantly told each other everything. And I think because of that, I was able to let you out in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean I wasn't terrified of that. I was terrified of getting the call from the cops that they had you, or that you were in an accident, or something had happened for it. But I trusted you so much that I knew you would make the right decisions when you needed to make the right decisions. Now, the world around you, not so much.
Yeah.
What was I afraid of? The fact that somebody wouldn't know their boundaries and did stuff that they weren't supposed to. That was the hardest thing for me, because it was, okay, where is she? What is she doing? Who is she with? And whoever she's with, do they have her back? Or does mom need to be Mama Bear and go save her? There's been times where I've had to be Mama Bear and come save you. Quite a few. And that's okay. I'm okay, because that should be me anyway, more than anybody else.
No, but I took the car that night. So how did you... I don't understand how you even got me.
I took Dad's car, left the car there.
Oh, shit. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, I made a bad decision one night, okay? And I might have... I don't even know if I want to say it, but let's just say I made a bad decision, okay? I'm
bad
at a party.
With Jazz, as you see our sign.
Speaking of the sign, which is backwards,
Still
and
backwards.
we tried to make it rightwards. Is that even the right way to say it?
Welcome to our life.
But just put two and two together. You're at a party, right? There are lots of people at a party, and there are lots of different substances at parties. Sure, there's water. Yeah, sure, there's ice. Those are substances, but you can put two and two together. Yeah, you mix. You mix ice and water, you know? And
great combo.
It's actually like being like legit. It's a great combo.
It really is. Ice water is fantastic.
I basically made a terrible decision, in which I thought was not a terrible decision when I had made it. And I am usually the DD, always. I was always a DD because I trust myself and I trust my own decisions, and I will never put myself in the position to trust someone else with my life. Because you just never know someone else's like personal moral boundaries, and if they're gonna cross their own moral boundaries, then they're gonna cross yours too. So it was a very big point, and she would be home, so like, why is she gonna go out at 12 a.m.? Who's gonna do that? Like, why would she? She's sleeping. Like, she has her phone on loud, but why would she? So I would be the one to take the car. It would just work out that way. Anyways, moral of the story is that I made a bad decision, and I mixed a little bit too much ice with water and did not...
And colors.
And did not put a little bit of food coloring in there. It ended up turning brown. My curfew was 2 o'clock in the morning, actually, and that was because the trust level was so high. And I was like, you know what? There is no way in hell I am gonna do this. So, did you pick up everyone else that I was with too? And took them all home? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Holy crap. So I made the executive and intelligent decision for once to call her, get my ass beat. It's fine, because it was past my curfew by calling her at 2 a.m., which is fine. She picked me up, and I guess she took my friends. I don't remember the night.
I bought the McDonald's first, because they all needed some kind of food in their stomach.
Crap.
Yep, I needed to go to McDonald's. We went to the drive-thru. I don't know, I got like 20 cheeseburgers and French fries, and said everybody eat it up. And as I was driving home, everybody was eating, and I'm like, all right, here you go, goodbye, here you go, goodbye, and then
Was it my normal group of friends?
Yes, because I wouldn't have picked up anybody else but them. And then when we got home, I parked the car and you couldn't walk, and piggyback right into the house. I did make you go down the stairs to your bedroom, though. I was like, you need to walk.
Did I do it? Obviously, I'm still alive, so.
You did, but you spent a little time in the bathroom before you did that. And I closed the door because I don't do that.
Probably took a nap.
You were praying to the porcelain gods before you took a nap, but yeah.
Oh my god.
I just don't mess with that anymore. You know, like, me and praying to the porcelain gods don't mix. You could donate and pray all you want. I'm out.
That's it. That's all I need to know.
I was done.
Now, at these parties, I would meet a significant amount of people, and I think she knows where I'm going with this. Now, there were a certain group of friends, and my friends growing up were always male. I don't know why. That's just. I think it was Oz who really fucked me up in the head. I really do.
No, we don't talk about Oz.
But anyway, so obviously this group of people was never the problem. I would imagine these group of friends were usually really fun. They were kind, courteous.
Hey, we party together.
We would like party together. Like by party together, it means like she would like be with us while we smoked hookah or whatever it might be.
Bonfires.
Yeah, bonfires. Bonfires were like our thing, especially during the fall time. Like
s'mores.
Yeah, making s'mores.
How many times did we have to figure out how to get the s'mores done properly until I finally got you guys the long sticks and I'm like, why are you using those and burning your hands?
Yeah, because we were special.
I know, my special group of kids.
But obviously with that scene came a lot, like you didn't mind that group of friends, which is a good thing.
But then I minded a whole lot more.
Yeah, like everything that group of friends had brought.
Yes.
Like, what was that like whenever I brought someone home that was not just a friend?
Didn't like it.
What was that like knowing that they were not just a friend?
I think the first few, I really had to put Mama Bear in a box for a little bit without ripping their head off.
What?
Yeah, because you're my daughter, like you and my first. So
the first few, does that include someone?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, oh my god. It took me a while to warm up to that one.
No way.
Yeah, it took me a while.
That one was like innocent and sweet.
Nope, not to me.
Wow, okay, I did not expect that.
Not to me. But yeah, it took a little bit for me to be okay with it. But then I had to come to terms where, okay, at least she's bringing these certain people home and I get to meet them and I get to see what they're doing, where they're going, how they're doing it. It was better for me to know that you were in my house than someone else's house because I can watch you in my house.
Yeah.
I know what kind of things you're doing in my house, where if you weren't in my house, then I had no control over it. You know, my mom and the control freak or whatever, like, sorry.
Yeah.
But I at least had a little bit more control with you being in the house. I was always the person that kind of watched you guys and made sure things were good. And if, you know, like if you needed anything, it was me that everybody came to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was like finally like experiencing womanhood, I mean, that's usually what they say with daughters who go through womanhood are like mom's best friend now, you know? I think you were my best friend a long time before that though.
Well, I mean, we were best friends since you were tiny. I think our relationship really grew when you were about 1.5 years old.
Holy crap.
We were inseparable.
I did not know that. I thought my terrible twos was like not yet. I thought
that was right before your terrible twos, but we became inseparable. Even in your terrible twos, we were inseparable. Like throughout all of, even your teenage years, we were. I think the first time we were apart when you went to basic training.
Yeah. It
really was. The first time we were apart was when you went to basic.
That was difficult.
Oh, I'm sure.
I went through so much in basic that I honestly, the amount of mental, like emotional trauma that I was going through, I don't even remember basic like that because I put so much of it in a box. Because I was like going crazy. I had no phone. I had no way to reach out. I had no way to tell you what was going on. It was just like...
It was through our letters. And I couldn't wait to get those letters from you. And like I would try to send you cards as much as possible.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Because it was the only way that we can communicate.
Yeah.
And you are my baby girl. Like you're my first. So our bond is completely different than what I have with my other children.
I hadn't seen you I saw you after the 2-month mark.
Right,
and then
basic,
I hadn't
but still.
seen you 2 months after that.
Yeah, our timing was 3 months max that we couldn't see each other, and I would come out to Arizona, or you would come out to me.
To you, yeah.
Yeah, so
every 3 months.
That's kind of been here, or from I would say, from Arizona. Yeah. Was it November? And then kind of shit hit the roof, so it was a little bit.
It was October.
It was October, and it was fine. You came in January.
I came for a wedding.
Right, in October.
Yeah, and then in between October to when I got there in January, it was...
Right, shit kind of hit the roof. Yeah, which... Whatever, it was
But,
fine.
I knew it was coming already. But it didn't hit me any different than as if I didn't know it was coming.
Right, it's still something shocking.
It was still shocking, yeah.
And then mid-January, just after we started... right after you left, we stopped talking?
Yes.
So it was mid-January until...
What was that like
That
for
was
you?
The worst thing ever. It was hell on earth.
Yeah, but there was a lot. I mean, I think I honestly needed that space to figure it out.
And I knew that. That's why I never pushed it. And I know that it was wrong because I should still have been your mom and still hey, hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
But I think if I did that, it might have pushed you away further because I was trying to get to you when you were trying to figure it out. I think the tables would have turned.
I also don't know because I was never put in that position to know. You know
right.
what I mean?
I just gave you your space because I needed you to kind of basically become neutral because I didn't want you to hear whatever I was going through and all of that stuff, and then no dad was in your ear at the same time. So I needed...
Actually, no.
Oh, shocking.
No, and the reason for that was because I didn't let him be.
Okay.
But I also don't live there where he can be. He can't just come see me.
Right, because he was with everybody else.
Right.
So I figured it was the same. And I'm I just need to step back so they all kind of understand where I'm coming from in this.
Yeah.
But I also needed to figure out how I could handle it because I needed to handle it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it was the
25
hardest.
years, yeah.
Yeah, I also needed to handle it. And if I couldn't make myself good and strong,
then
I couldn't be there for all four of you.
Yeah, that's true.
I needed to build my foundation for myself so that when you guys came back and when we had our relationship again, I had that strong foundation to stand on to be there for you guys. Because if I didn't have that, we wouldn't be here today. I can honestly tell you we wouldn't be here today.
But you did take that alone time, and even though it sucked, you did get to live alone for a little to really process it. I mean, you had to let your emotions out. You couldn't just say, I'm putting this emotion in a box.
No, I had to let it. I can't tell you how many broken glasses there were.
Oh my goodness.
I cannot tell you how many broken plates there were.
Wow.
A lot.
Really?
A lot. The Flora and I in the apartment before I moved into this one were best friends. Let's just put it that way. I was bawling like a baby quite often.
Breaks my heart. Oh my god.
I would be on the floor cradled up in the baby and just cry.
But honestly, that's where I was at in January because of everything that was going on. You can ask Hubby. Me and the floor were best friends. So
we were in the same boat.
Broken-hearted together, but not together. And I think we both needed that time.
Right.
I needed the time away. I couldn't deal with everybody's emotional baggage while I was trying to deal with my mental space.
Exactly.
Because I was so excited for something that I ended up losing.
I know. And I had to deal with that too. I had everything that I had to kind of handle, but I couldn't be there for you
because
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't
mentally,
there.
I wasn't there. So how am I going to be there for you in something like that when I can't be there for myself?
Yeah.
If I'm not there for myself, I can't be there for anyone.
That's all in self-love, which I've talked about.
Right, and
a lot.
I'm still getting there.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm still getting there, but I know that the foundation that I've built myself for right now that I'm standing on is way better than it was in January. Let me tell you.
It's almost a year later.
I can't believe that. Wow.
Tell me about it.
Is it really almost? Holy cow.
That feels like it was supposed to be 6 months ago.
It's not.
If even 6 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, it seems like it's supposed to be.
Wow.
It's September. I always say wake me up when September ends, and I will forever say that. September is the worst month of the entire year.
Oh my god, it's my favorite year.
This is the worst month of the whole year. Personal opinion.
Yeah, most definitely personal opinion, because I love September. I don't know what she talking about.
I think September is the worst month. It's just so, like... It's like it wants to be summer and then it wants to be fall at the same time. I'm like in some kind of blues. Like I genuinely get sad. Like September. Wake me up when September ends. That song is so for me. It is so for me. I don't even know who it's by. I can't tell you, but we're already at 47 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap! I guess we should probably cut this because you guys are gonna kill me for a freaking hour-long podcast, which I did not expect it to be. But the last question I wanted to ask you is, what is your opinion on Hubby versus those people that you have met in my past? Like how, like just going off of... Am I supposed
to be honest here? No. I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So fucked up.
I'm just kidding. It was a lie.
He listens to that.
I know he does. That's why I did that.
Is he your favorite?
Well, clearly, if I said yes, he can marry my child.
True.
Like, clearly,
True.
I said yes. I even gave him a shirt that said, what was it? Something about a mother-in-law, the best mother-in-law or something. Yeah. Here I am living the life or something.
Or it's like, I'm so lucky I have the best. It's something.
I don't know. There's something about Hubby. It's cheesy. And I made
cheesy.
him wear it, and I took a picture of it. It's somewhere. I mean, I'll send it to you. You can put it on your social media. On there. But it's there. Yes. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He spoils you, so that's a plus right there. So when I can't spoil her, he does it. And I'm okay with that. Totally okay with it. That's the only time I'm okay with sharing her. But he is a very good-hearted person. Like, I'm comfortable around him. I can sit and have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't have to feel reserved or if I have to hold back or any of that. I mean, clearly, you just said, you saw me. I just said I didn't like him. But he would get a kick out of that. Like, he knows I'm joking. But
for sure.
He knows I'm joking. But I'm also the type that I'm not in your business. I'm not going to call you and ask you, like, unless you tell me, I'm not that kind. Like, this is your house, your life. You have to be living with each other. I only come to visit. Come make a mess and leave. You know, I should start doing that. Maybe turn the tables a little bit, leave dishes everywhere, clothes everywhere.
I don't know why she doesn't do this, but it's fine. Okay.
No, because remember, I used to do it in my house, so maybe I should turn the key.
Actually, I was a very clean child. My room was always clean. It was behind the curtains that was a mess.
You don't remember my sink, do you?
Your sink had 3 other children.
No, a majority of it was with you because you would take a sip out of one cup and put it in the sink because God forbid you used it again.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, a majority of my dishes were yours.
Unless it's a water cup.
No.
The minute I drink something out of it,
even if it was the water cup, it's done.
Okay, well, I've come to terms with a water cup.
Of course she did, because she's not in my house. That's why.
It's because I have to do my own dishes now.
Yeah. See, I should do the same thing. I should just, take a sip and put it down.
Anyways, I think this is our topic. The hood of my mother is what it is. That's what it is, because she has created her own hood for herself.
I have.
And it's ironic. I just, I love a play on words. That's how I am. I will always be that way. It's very crazy that she's here. I mean, do you guys like our setup? This is the most ghetto setup in the whole world. But it's fine, because I'm going to choose kindness and be nice to myself and say, you know what, Jas? Good job. You really did try. Well, your mother tried. Really tried to do that. You're gonna get your life together one of these days. At least the dress is here on time, and now she knows that she's walking me down the aisle.
Oh, that was so cute.
Life has been great.
The little poem was adorable.
Oh yeah, I wrote a poem. I wrote it on a card. So the original plan about that was, just to wrap it up real quick, the original plan was Actually, to go to Office Depot and have them printed out, I actually customized an entire card and like drew it out and everything. It was gorgeous. The issue with that was...
You still have time.
I can do it anyways and just mail it to you. That's fine.
Just saying, you still have time.
But yeah, it was to print it out and actually and I customized it on my iPad and like made it really beautiful. It's the wedding colors. I think you would love it. I will show you in a second.
Again, you still have time.
Yeah, I know, right? And then give you a really like a bag of gifts. But then I was like, I can't do a bag of gifts because
Look,
I did.
This is part of it.
Yes, it comes with a necklace too.
Yeah, take it
I don't know why jewelry is my go-to. I think it's because I wouldn't mind jewelry myself, you know? You usually get gifts that are like tailored to you, but we're also very girly, so
Yes.
we don't mind the girly things. But yeah, so I wrote a poem for her and it's really cute, and I'm not going to share it because it's between us two, because we gotta keep a few things like private, you know? Well, thank you for coming out and doing this podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Well, not really. I mean, I'm the thankful one, but it's been...
Oh, thank you guys for having me also.
Oh yeah. See, she talks really quiet. This is where I get it from. I have to like scream when I am talking on my podcast, but that's not actually how I normally talk. I'm actually super quiet.
You both.
I just seem loud because you only deal with me once a week.
Thank God.
She deals with me like twice a day. I don't even
I know,
know why
I love
she's
it.
saying it.
It's okay, I love it.
I'm getting my life together and this wedding is coming together, and actually my dress is chilling right behind you.
Yes, it is.
On the closet. Am I going to show you on November 12th, 2021? Stay tuned.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
It might
November
be like the
13th.
13th. Because let's be real, when the fuck am I going to have time to take pictures of myself? Like...
Don't worry, I'll do plenty of
I
them.
mean, I want to take a TikTok. Like, I know that's on the agenda, a to-do list while I'm getting ready. I feel like that's dope. Anyways, besides the point. That will conclude today's episode. An hour long. Oh my god, you guys
Sorry.
are going to kill me.
Sorry.
But you know what? It's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for subscribing. I gotta get my life together.
Me too.
But I definitely hope that you enjoyed our episode. I think it's been one hell of a ride.
Yep, it's just the beginning. I'm sure I'll be back.
I will see you in next week's episode.
Woo.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Be safe, be happy, and be loved. XOXO Jas.